Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, our Sunday morning call-in show for this Sunday, May 29th, 2022. And we are back. This is number 40 in the series, and we are moving right along as the weeks just go by and go by. You know, there are 52 weeks in a year, and we're coming up fastly approaching a year worth of shows. So, man, without me taking a couple of days off here and there, we probably would have made it already. But you know, every once in a while, Stormy has to take his break, as we all need to do from time to time, whether it's to settle personal business or it's a mental health day or whatever is required. So never forget to look out after yourself. And that's what we do. Welcome, everybody. Smash that like button as you come into the building. Glad to be here with you this morning. Coming off the heels of some very entertaining fights last night, the card that was Davis versus Romero, and we can talk about that a little bit this morning as well. But just ready to see who we got in the building as we get ready to get rolling along. Man, it seems like I was just on the air, right? Couple of hours ago, because it's like the fights ran late again. I hate when they do that, man, and they have those long conversations in between the main event and the co-main and the main event, like they're stalling things out. Man, if they don't just get their butts in there and bring those fighters to the ring so we could watch the fights and then go to bed after the post-fight show. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but they seem to do this to us all the time, man. They seem to do it to us all the time. But what are we going to do about it? We can complain, huh? But we're ready to see the fights, huh? And that's what we look forward to. But yeah. That's the only thing that I really have a gripe about, because it's about keeping the late hours, huh? And if you live on the East Coast, it's even later because it's an hour ahead of where I am. And I just think about that, man, and it kind of like really puts me in a certain kind of a place, you know. But let's see who we got in the building. I want to scroll up here and see who's rolling with Answering the Bell this morning. We got JC, channel member out there, saying Sensei, and he's using those channel emojis. That's right. The channel emojis are where it's at. And I don't want people to forget that there is a second giveaway drive that's going on for the channel. And I typically advertise it during my Kung Fu shows, but it's here, people. The giveaway drive is here, and you know, all you have to do is be first the 50th person to have entered into a comment section, enter to win, and have it count toward the 50th person to do so. And you can win one of the giveaway bundles, which is 3 Kung Fu films. Brand new, never opened. And that's the part of the second giveaway. For those who are interested, we've had a winner already. And, you know, the winner of the first giveaway was very pleased with his winnings. But I just want people to know that that is out there. I haven't been advertising it that much because I want it to be something that's kind of featured over the summer. you know. But we do have the second giveaway. We're already up to number 7 with the enter to win having been offered into comment sections after commenting on any of the content on the channel. So, just so that you are aware, I wanted to say that, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not really advertising it as much right now, but it will pick up, as will the comments, I'm certain. So, with that being said, I acknowledge JC because he wrote that with the channel emojis. That's what made me think about it. We got Demon Kennedy out there saying, "What's up, Stormy B man? Skills from New Orleans is in the building." OG Eric in St. Louis saying, "Good morning, Stormy B, and good morning, family." Andrew Reed in the building saying, "Greetings, kings and queens." Omega Red is out there saying, "Salute, family." Sylvestial 2011 is out there saying, "Stormy, salute, brother." Rob Sportsman Lee in the building is out there. Boxing and Barbecue is back there too saying, "Good morning, Stormy." Benjamin Harrington is in the building saying, "Salute, Stormy B." K-Rod, the phone man, is out there saying, "Yo." Maine Boxing Bikers in the building saying, "Good day, Stormy and chat." Same to you. Votes UK is back saying, "Afternoon, Stormy B man and the chat." Jose Diaz is back with us again saying the same. D Fresh 94 says, "Time to cook." K-Rod says, "Rolly got sent to the nether realm on some Mortal Kombat brutality session." Oh, you guys are going to be cooking Rolly, man. Jose Diaz says, "Yes, it's hard to stay awake, man." Yeah, I know when it gets late, right? Sylvester says, "Boxing is back again for now." Sheena, the queen, is out there saying, "Salute, Stormy B man. Happy Sunday, everyone." Same to you, sister. Same to you. Good to see you back. 704 Joe is in the building saying, "Peace, Sensei," with the geese. Oos. And K-Rod says, "Are the phone lines working better?" Yeah, K-Rod, we had a phone line open on Friday night show for the Friday night chop session. And it appears that I was able to correct the issues that we were having. So yes, the phone lines are working. There was an adjustment I had to make. And now if that were to happen again, I could even do it while I'm on the air. I told y'all this new laptop I got, it kind of does its own thing. Sometimes after a few days or whatever, some settings I have things set at, I have to go back and reset them. I don't know. But that is something I'm discovering. So, and mind you, I don't use this laptop for anything but my show. So primarily, if I'm not on the air or not working on something behind the scenes for the shows, I'm not using it. So I'm learning things. It's a huge learning curve for me. And I'm an older dude and I'm not that computer savvy. So it takes me a little bit longer to get things in order. But as you see, I do get that corner turned, and I work on that. We got Jay Gibson in the building saying, "Salute to Stormy B man and the family." Votes UK says, "I managed to make it to 2:30 a.m. Then I was gone. I missed the fight. I tried though." K-Rod says, "Southpaws run boxing. Hands down, nobody can mess with the true power of Southpaw's skills." Tank displayed high-level ring IQ that makes him very hard to beat, and Tank is supremely good fundamentally. Well, K-Rod, why don't you just pull out your pom-poms for Tank Davis and tell us how you really feel? But make sure before you do, put on some silver pumps and lipstick. That's for the people watching. I think they'll get a kick out of it. Andrew Charles in the building saying, "Salute, Stormy B man." And K-Rod says, "I'm proud of Tank. I wish I went to that fight. Barclays Center was sold out. Amazing night. It's not even that far away from me in Albany, New York." Yeah, or maybe you could have had Tank pick you up on the way. Yes, sir. We have to say that Rolly Romero's boxing IQ wasn't that high. So Tank's being supreme and all of that, back it up just a little bit, brother. He was the more experienced fighter, hands down. But I think you kind of went out on a limb with all that extra talk and everything. You know, it's like the Hall of Fame doesn't beckon just yet, man. It don't beckon just yet. So hold your horses a little bit, huh? Let's bring it back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more to be done. He has contemporaries that he needs to face. And if he doesn't face those contemporaries, he, like Canelo, can get on my grill tomorrow when I fire it up. Because I'm roasting tomorrow. I'm going to have some meats on that grill, huh? Corn and everything. So Tank and a little cinnamon might set the day off just right, and K-Rod gonna be mad. But we need to give him some time, you know, just a little bit of time, and we'll see if he faces his contemporary colleagues. If he doesn't, the roast must go on. It must. And you know how I do it, huh? A little bit today, a little bit next show, a little bit on the show during the week. You know, till you get tired. Damn, he talking about him again, just like Canelo. I ain't stopped yet. When did Canelo get beat up by Bivol? Like 2 weeks ago? And I ain't done. I ain't done. Huh? Because Canelo thought that it was sweet. Huh? But it ain't. It ain't. You see, when you get out there and you do the things you're supposed to be doing, there's no roasting. There's no need for people to say certain things. Huh? There's no need. But when you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you think that the world should still just kiss your posterior, you know, you got another thing coming, man. See, you guys have been too easy on Canelo. Huh? But I ain't never easing up on the chump. Never. You understand? Never easing up on him. And you can get mad all you want. Huh? But you guys that go to the hair salons and dye your hair red and put Canelo tattoos on your posterior and everything, I'm sorry. When you come here to Stormybman channel, this is what you're going to see, huh? Bashing and Thrashing by Dmitry Bivol. Yeah. Don't it make you mad? Huh? Yeah. Look at K-Rod. He trying to send positive energy over to me to get my, you know, stream shut down or something. Because I'm talking about Canelo. I'm talking about Tank too. But hey, man. It is what it is. Yeah, Mr. Shelton. I was born ready for ass whoopings. Hey, man. It's a beautiful thing when a dude that you want to see get thrashed. Huh? And that's why I can't help myself sometimes, you know? I just have to go into the crates and pull stuff out, you know, show it on the screen, make people be mad. They've, you know, the chat numbers dwindle down a little bit, huh? You know, people in and out. Is he still talking about Canelo? Man, why don't he talk about something else? No, why don't you talk about something else, huh? When Deontay Wilder lost, it was people celebrating and everything. They made a statue of the man falling down with Fury standing over him. And Ricky Hatton was proud to take photos of it. And when they couldn't find a public venue for it, then he said he would take it to his house. Really? Really? You know? Ah, man. Nah. Hey, Mr. Shelton, I appreciate you, wanting to, put that information out there, but please check with me before you start dropping links if we're not advertising the brothers and sisters who are content creators, because I don't just want random links in the chat. I appreciate that. Mike Biggs Boxing, I see you out there. Don Shotter's out there, I see you. Andrew Charles in the building. The War Reporter's out there, he's laughing. What's good with you, man? The odd fella. Yeah, Jay Gibson is out there saying salute to Stormybman, the family. 704 Joe. I think I got you, 704. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Scrapbook Boxing is in the building. What's going on with you, Scrapbook? I see you, brother. Mike Biggs Boxing and Main Event Mark is out there saying, Sensei, I would love to hear you chop it up with Coach Ford. It would be epic. Yeah? Yeah, I would like to have a conversation with a lot of the coaches, man. Pick their brains. Let them attempt to pick mine. Yeah. That Sensei moniker doesn't come easy, man. But it's hard earned. I'll tell you that much. Yes, sir. I've already spoke on last night's post-fight show about Rolly finding a new coach if he wants to get taken to another level. He's not going to make it with that guy. No. But there is something to work with. And if they feel that they don't need more, they don't deserve more. You have to be able to see what your shortcomings are, so you'll always have something to work on and work with. Mic drop. Yes, sir. So just in case that little, animated meme up there was a little bit too much, I'll freeze the frame for you so you can, see it in its full glory without too much motion. Because, people have motion sickness. Huh? And we don't want that for you guys. We don't want you to have motion sickness. So kind of slow things down a little bit. Let you take in what I consider the full Monty. Yeah. That's right. That's right. So we here this morning, man. We here. Huh? Ready. Raring to go. Raring to go. Huh? Says we got 46 people watching and 45 thumbs up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate each and every one of you. We will open things up in just a moment because I'd rather get into this early and allow people to begin to express themselves. And I know there'll be a lot of Rolly bashing. I'm expecting that. You know what I mean? Because I had Javante beating him as well. But I did see some things that left an impression positively. There's not often that you can look through the waste can and find something that is still useful. Not very often at all. More people dropping into the building. Opulent LD, I see you out there, brother. Tay Tay, MMA, Combat and Entertainment, I see you out there. Good morning to you. Omega Red says, I like Rolly. We need characters in the sport, as long as they're not doing the dirty stuff like cheating, using PEDs, tainted gloves and meat, But if you have a personality that people can love to hate, or people love, or people just want to hear more of, we need that. Remember, everybody loved Dennis Rodman, right? When he started dyeing his hair like the Demolition Man and stuff like that, and he was going to these clubs and he started dressing up real funny and dresses and marrying himself and all of that stuff. People were like, that guy is an eccentric. But they couldn't take their eyes off of him. I thought he was weird as I don't know what. But then he comes to Chicago and help us win 3 more championships. And I was like, Dennis. So, hey, you got to know how to prioritize and compartmentalize. And then it's, it is what it is. Yeah. What we got here? Let me see here. So we're going to get ready to open it up a little bit. Get ready to open things up. I think that, yeah, just looking everything over, because I got different stuff happening. But yeah, you guys want to go ahead and exercise your right to use the call-in number. Call on in and we could start talking some boxing, man. Talk about the fights last night. Talk about the fights that are on the horizon. Talk about what was said thus far in the opening remarks. What do you think is next for Tank, or what should be next for Tank? What do you think is next for Rolly? Because that's important. Rolly's going to have to step up now. Okay, we got 518 in the building, and if I am not mistaken, 518, the man of the hour. What's good with you, man?
Not much. Happy Sunday. And what a absolute barn burner. That was insane. Wow.
Yes, sir. Hey man, you know what? This is what we do. We come back after things have gone like they've gone, and we get a chance to talk about it, laugh about it. Some people cry about it, if your guy lost or whatever. But yeah, let's hear what you got to say, K-Rod. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, well, the first thing is that I just want to give a shout out to Luis Melendez. He unfortunately lost to Eduardo Ramirez, to which I thought he won that fight. But that was a hard-fought battle. That was heartbreaking, but either way, that was a good opening fight, to the main card. and I definitely like enjoyed watching that. And also shout out to Jesus Ramos. He put on a good show with Lucas Santa Maria. I actually thought Lucas Santa Maria actually gave Jesus some problems early game, but then late game it kind of seemed like Jesus had the upper edge, but I felt like that fight by itself was like very tricky for him, and he had like a little bit of trouble, but he got the job done, and I'm actually very proud of him for making those quick fighting adjustments to solidify the victory.
Yeah. And that first fight, as you said, it was a very good fight. I don't think that Melendez lost that fight either. I had him winning closely, but Ramirez had narrowed things up, but not enough to take over the fight. He could have drawed, or he could have just lost closely. And I understand what they're trying to do here with these type of fights and fighters. But I tell you time and again, this is why these guys need to be fighting each other. Because once the fight really got after 6 rounds, you could see that Melendez was having some difficulty, and the body shots that Ramirez had began to get in but wasn't doing enough of was slowing them down. But he did outbox. But you really have to turn it up in the later rounds if you're able to. If you can't, you can't. But if you're able to, if you in that fight and you feel like, man, I could have did a little more, but you lost the decision, that's on you. Excuse me. And that's on the trainer that's working with you, because right now, because everyone is not fighting each other, it's your chance to edge someone. Now, Melendez has to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, when he really should have been going home with that victory last night. He really should. And when he began to step outside and pop his jab and give angles and stuff like that, that's when the fight was much more easier for him. But he did allow Ramirez to get him in cornered off situations near the ropes and stuff like that to get certain type of work off. And that gives the impression that you're forcing the action. You know what I mean? So that's a weird thing. That's a really weird thing. You know? But that's what I think about that, K-Rod.
Yeah, like I just thought that Luis did his thing. He just needs to not get tied up into these unnecessary exchanges, and he'll be fine. I think he's good enough to compete at the top level, and off to the next one. And I really hope he continues on on succeeding, because kind of similar to what Kano said, like a couple weeks back, but a lot of these unknown Puerto Rican fighters that aren't really talked about in the mainstream, they don't get a lot of shine, in the media. So, when you see these type of fights between a favorited Mexican versus a unfavorited Puerto Rican, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like that the politicization of that fighter just usually ends up winning a undeserved victory. And to me, that gets me really upset, because it's like, that's really what's killing the sport. Because it's like, if you support the sport of boxing, you need to support the fairness of the judging. And I think that's what's really making the sport really, really terrible, to the point where, me, myself, I'm going to get really pissed off one day when I see, like another messed up decision. And I think that really needs to be, taken out immediately, because it's, obviously putting like a bad taste in people's mouth for certain fights that we like watching. And, if the judges didn't do their job, judging the fight properly, then that's what makes up the sport much worse. So
yeah. Now, when it comes down to like that fight with Jesus Ramos, right? That fight right there was one like, I think that Santa Maria was better in that fight than people thought he might be. And Ramos is kind of limited, you know, and Santa Maria showed that. But he doesn't have like a lot of power. So by not having that power that could like make people like respect him in that way, that doesn't mean he's not crafty and he can't box well. You know what I mean? And that's something to consider, because I mean, what was your thoughts? How did you see that fight?
I mean, this might be a bad opinion, but I thought Santa Maria was beating Jesus. I didn't really see Jesus really winning a lot of those rounds, but at worst, if you want to call it like a draw, I mean, I kind of thought some of those rounds were swing rounds, so I kind of thought, you know, Santa Maria was controlling the pace to the point where Jesus, he was, you know, limited, like you said. He, like, you know, he wasn't able to get his jab going, and Santa Maria basically like immobilized him with his combination. So I just think, honestly, like maybe 6-4 Santa Maria, or probably just a draw at worst.
Yeah, and see, you make a great point there, and you are on track with how I feel about it, because guys who are crafty, they're very disciplined. They have skills, and they don't do anything outside of their abilities, but they're good at what they do. You have to acknowledge them too. You can't just acknowledge guys who are strong and got a big punch and go in there and bowl over people, and then when he doesn't bowl over a guy and you get mad at the guy for not standing there being a bowling pin for him to knock down, you say, oh, well, that guy is, trash, or he, you can't do that, because that's bias and that's prejudice, which I've spoke about in the sport of boxing consistently. And mind you, let me remind you, bias and prejudice don't always have to be about someone's nationality or skin color. It has to do with, like, okay, Lomachenko, who is he knocking out, right? But they want to tell you how great he is and how much we should, savor the scent of his drawers as they hang from the laundry line in the summer breeze. No! What about Orlando Salido? Huh? We're still waiting on him to run that back. Instead of y'all using a magic eraser trying to erase it off of his record when you show him on television and put his record up there on the screen. What kind of foolishness is that? Huh? And the thing about it is, maybe Loma could have beat him in a rematch, but he didn't even want it. But I'll tell you this, which is much more telling about the Lomo Salido thing. The style that Salido has is definitely not the style he wants to face. Thus, the cherry picks along the way since then, and certain fighters that he has just neglected to consider as a dance partner in the ring. They didn't see Teofimo Lopez coming. It's a shame. They saw him being a young guy. They saw him being inexperienced and stuff like that. Didn't have a bang-up amateur career to take note of. But he had all the type of attributes of most of the guys that Lomo had been avoiding. And they thought that him being youthful and very immature, that would, be something. Teofimo lucked up because Lomachenko didn't fight for the first 6 rounds. If Lomachenko was smart as a fighter, had the true IQ of real experienced fighters, he would have been able to see that Teofimo was nervous in the biggest fight of his life, and he could have taken advantage of that like he did in the later portion of the fight, but he had run out of rounds. So here you have a guy in Ramos in last night's fight, very limited guy. And let me go on the record here saying it right now to K-Rod here on the line with me and everybody that's listening in the chat, and people will catch it on replay. Ramos is going to get his dinner handed to him. Super welterweight is full of some pretty darn good fighters. And a lot of them have far more experience. So you can't go around feasting on Santa Maria's, who you really didn't beat, to pad your record. You're going to have to get in there with somebody who slaps back. And at super welterweight, there's a lot of them. Tony Harrison, J-Rock, Hurd. Now you got Tim Tszyu, Fundora. There's plenty of Timberlands to go around to put in Ramos's ass. Huh? Let's see how far they can get continuing to pad this guy. He should either have a draw or a loss on his record already. And he begs for you to hit him in the face. Am I lying, K-Rod?
No, you're not lying. I mean, I'm just saying that over tough love for, for Ramos, because I like him a lot. But I think honestly, let that be a guy like maybe like Luis Arias or Gareth Smith Hurd, or anybody that can actually hit and can actually roll right through him with his pressure. I think Ramos, he would definitely be in trouble of potentially getting knocked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So, this is what it is. And I try to put it out there clear cut because I don't want there to be a misunderstanding here. I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. This guy is okay fighting mediocre opposition. But what last night's fight against Santa Maria told me is that Santa Maria is not mediocre. He's not. He'll beat somebody else and possibly not get the decision. That's the ugly side of boxing that we talk about so much, and we really want to see something done about it. In the old days, they used to call fighters like Santa Maria cuties. They got this kind of style that they look, I don't want to say awkward because they're doing what they're supposed to do. But even against the most effective, aggressive fighter, they can make them look ordinary. They don't shy from contact. They're not afraid because you might have a pop on your punch. But they got you up here because they think that they can do better than you in the ring. And remember, we often talk about 85 to 90% mentality of boxing is what is the rule of thumb. I don't believe Ramos is the most solid guy psychologically. I don't. You just heard me say he likes to be punched in the face. This is a hurt business. The last thing you want someone to do is to be punching you in your face. Just like Tank Davis set up Rolly Romero last night. Rolly never saw that coming. Rolly thought he was going to be able to do that to Tank. Surprise! You go out there talking about knocking somebody else out and you get knocked out. Don't they say let the knockout come? Don't they say you have to build the blocks toward a knockout? Don't they say don't go looking for a knockout because you could get knocked out? All of these cliche terms that everybody's heard. But when they're finally put into action, you get a result like last night. All he could do is get up and walk out the ring. With help, because he was still wobbly. On his way back to the dressing room. People holding him up. This way, Rolly, this way. Huh? Straight ahead, the corridor here. Huh? Yeah. Huh? That's what happens. What else you got, K-Rod? You got something on that? I ain't heard you talk about that yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to Gervonta. Southpaws run boxing once again. And for Rolando Romero, I don't hate him. Like I got, some decent respect for him. But honestly, man, like I just think the game plan was just really stupid from the beginning. And I think Coach Bullitt, he needs to just be fired, from his camp. Like, I think he's just a really fraudulent trainer. And he gave really bad instructions, the entire fight. And Rolly, he really needs to start working on his boxing fundamentals because he has a good, decent jab. But if he had, better ring IQ and better boxing technique with it, I think he would have displayed a better fight with a Tank or any any other, top level fighter. But I just think the way he fought was just looking at a retarded kindergartner built inside an adult body. And sadly enough, Gervonta just sent Rolly into the nether realm from Mortal Kombat. I'm not lying.
Man, when that boy when he got hit with that shot, I was like, this is it right here. And when he, when he was on the canvas and I saw that his legs, they looked like, your legs look when they put you in that pine box, The rest of his body was fluid and moving and trying to get up. But his legs was like, we're not home right now, but if you leave a message, we may get back to you later. Man, when he stood up in front of the ref and the ref said, you okay? And he said, huh? The ref said, walk this way. And his legs was like, you do it.
I really wish that Rolly was able to continue because if Gervonta folded him, after that knockdown, that would have just been an absolute brutality session.
Man. The only thing, and I'm laughing because you know what? This is what happens. You when you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk, man. And in Rolly's case, he needed assistance because his legs went on vacation after that shot. I think that they CGI'd his legs when he got up. I'm making fun, but at the same time, that was a hell of a shot that Tank threw. It reminds me a great deal of that shot that Juan Manuel hit Manny with coming in. Huh? See, some people don't realize when somebody catches you coming, That's when you really go. Huh? Go bye-bye. Huh? When they were walking him back in the tunnel, I could have sworn I saw him mouth the words. I thought we did this ring walk already. Oh. That's mean. But he did. He was like, I did this already. Wow. But I'll tell you, K-Rod and chat, this is the type of victory that Tank Davis needed. Because on the heels of, Canelo, the ass of boxing, and everybody trying to tell us who they think he is, this man continues to show us every time out that he turns people's lights out. And that's what the audience want to see. Did you see that stadium? How packed it was? This was not a heavyweight fight. This wasn't Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. This was a little bit old yellow boy from the DMV. Huh? And he got that thing that I talked about on the Friday night chop session. He got that equalizer. And people love to see that and what it does to folks. And he did not disappoint. Anything else, K-Rod?
Yeah, the final thing I wanted to bring up is, where does Tank go from here? Should he just, wait it out for Devin, or should he just stay busy by fighting some other known, lightweight in the division?
Personally, they should just go for whoever is the next name available. Now, mind you, that could be someone on Top Rank, because he's independent of those other promotional groups and companies. But he's got to start fighting his colleagues, man. He's got to. I would really love for them to put the heat under the Ryan Garcia banner. Not because I think Ryan is a good opponent for him, but I would like to see the Lennox Lewis mantra adopted here and say, get rid of the misfits in boxing. Let's get rid of Ryan Garcia. Let's get him out of there. Huh? Get rid of that dude. Then after that, maybe the Bozo Circus will have run its gamut, and we can see what's next between Tank and that end of things when that gets settled. In between that, he can still feast on another guy, because Top Rank got a lot of those guys down in those lower weights. Nakatani, the Japanese guy, Lomachenko. It's time to start getting busy on these dudes. Let's see what can happen. The Figueroa guys, they down there too, so let's see if he can get one of them. Let's start going to work on these guys. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I think those are good fights. I was also gonna possibly say maybe a fight with Michelle Rivera, maybe Frank Martin, but I might be pushing that a bit too far. And Keyshawn Davis maybe, I don't know, just get rid of all these, guys that people say that they would just blow you out and beat you, and You know, like when the opportunity presents itself with the big name fights, like a Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and like maybe like guys like Josh Taylor maybe at 140, or fight anybody at 140, like like a Regis Prograis. I wouldn't mind that. It's a great fight. Or
let's not think above 135. Let's not think above 135 because Tank is not entertaining going up to 140. He's not. He came in at 133. He showed and proved that he has no trouble making the weight now. He has shown his maturing as a man and a fighter. So let's keep him right within where he is. And right now that's 135. And he has no trouble with that at all. So, the guys at 140, they got their own business to settle up there. And since T.O. wanted to hop his ass on up there because he's running away from the opposition down here, he gonna find it a real heavy load and burden up there at 140. And God bless him. But Tank got work to do, and he's got a lot of people to do it with. Rivera is no joke. He might be Felix Trinidad 2.0. Good fight. The other one that you mentioned someone else down there.
Frank Martin?
No, you mentioned someone else.
Regis Program?
No, because Regis is at 140. You mentioned someone at 135, another one of those little guys down there. But I think it's like, Steven, what'd you say? The guy that's in Bud Crawford's camp. What's his name?
Oh, Keyshawn.
Keyshawn
Davis.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis.
He's still about a year away. He's still about a year away of getting in there because you don't want what happened to Rolly to happen to him. I basically think that Rolly needed about 10 more fights before he fought a guy like Tank Davis. Not because the fights are the new magical number, but at least 10 or less opportunities to fight different caliber fighters that can help him along his way. The guys he fought up to this point were guys that he was much stronger than and guys that he could look good against and things like that. But there comes a time when your IQ gets challenged, your conditioning gets tested, your ability to solve and resolve what you're facing in the ring comes to fruition. All of those things. And Rolly didn't experience any of that. So when he got in there with this guy last night, no matter what he said out of his mouth, he hadn't fought anyone that can give him something to think about. The moment that Tank Davis didn't comply with him by running into his shots, he was done. What was he going to do? Go try to seek out Tank? Well, you see what happened. Boom. Mic drop. See how I did that? You can't be what you can't see. It's as simple as that. Tank has seen everything that Rolly did and more in his career, both amateur and pro. That's why he was able to get him and he said it himself. That wasn't even the hardest punch that he threw last night, but it was clean. The guy was wide open. And he provided the separation between class. That easy. That was it. So what you got, bro? Is that it?
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's about it. I guess one final thing I wanted to bring up. I actually heard word of mouth, I think through Kano the other day, saying that Teofimo, he could very well end up facing John Dalzo in his next fight. I just wanted to get your take on that.
Teofimo is going to find the waters at 140 to be a lot rougher than he thought. Now, the disadvantage for he is he got a little bit of a name off of defeating Vasily Lomachenko. So even the bigger, stronger guys who are not necessarily on a certain class level realize that, hey, if I get a fight against this guy, I'm naturally bigger than him. I'm naturally, it's like not only could I make a good payday for myself, but imagine if I defeat him. Huh? And that's wherein lies his problem. My suggestion is he go in there and fight someone with a name right away, because that's going to be what makes him train hard and remain really solidly focused and everything. But he's a big old bag of air to begin with. It ain't in him. It ain't in his dad. They wanted to make some money so that they can improve their quality of life. And no one could ever get mad at them for that. But he's going to get his head knocked off at 140. Because as you grow in class and you grow in those weight classes, it gets tougher, man. It don't get easier. And you moving up because you don't have the discipline to make the weight where you were. Not because you're a growing boy. Sugar Shane was a growing boy, but he stayed at 135 for a long time. And he skipped 140 and jumped right up to 147. Because he had skill and ability and desire. Guys of today have the money focused on the purse. And unfortunately, a lot of them like to wear a purse. So they're all screwed up. How about that? So those are my thoughts on that, K-Rod.
Yeah. That was a very, very good conversation. Definitely a very educational one that I didn't really know too much about. So I appreciate the call very much.
Hey, man, I appreciate you calling, bro. We get you in here and get a chance to listen to what you got to say. And, I've got some things tuned up on my my board now, so I can always hit you up with your theme and everything now. Because you notice I had stopped doing it. It was because it was freezing and locking stuff up. But, call again, bro.
Yep, I appreciate the call.
All right, take it easy.
Thank you very much. And Joe Devin Haney, undisputed, baby. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. Peace to you.
All right. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had my man K-Rod in the building, man. Had to play that for him. That's his theme song. I told K-Rod I'm going to make him famous, man. I told him. Okay, we got 402 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling? What's on your mind?
Stormy B, man, it's D-Ray.
D-Ray, what's good with you, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Good.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind
Now,
this morning?
Hey, bro, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about outside of the ring. Right?
Okay.
Some of the ruckus that was going on in the stands and in the building, and people, having to run back into the arena and stuff like that.
Okay, let's hear, because let me tell you, as I was watching, I didn't, I saw the audience moving around and standing up and doing stuff, but they didn't talk about it over the airwaves of what was going on.
Of course they didn't, but I want my man Stormybman to talk about it. I mean,
no, what I'm saying is I'm not aware of what went down. I don't know. Can you tell me? I don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know too much because I wasn't there as well, right? And like you're saying, nobody is talking about it. But I know that you have, respect for the sport and the fans and the safety of the innocent people just trying to support the sport. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to ask everybody about it so I can, get their opinion. And,
so what did a fight break out in the stands or something?
Multiple fights, bro. Multiple fights. Okay. And even a discharge of a weapon is what I heard, bro.
Oh, really?
Inside the Clays.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. I'm just saying that we know, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the era when the boxers weren't wearing purses and so forth and so on. They was just trying to collect the purses and buy a wife a purse. But it's a different thing or whatever. But I just wanted to have you articulate for the people, what you really think about it. I mean, because as far as the numbers go, I really don't know. But I did hear about the shot. I heard about 18 people transported from there to the hospitals with minor injuries. You know what I mean? So we was definitely lucky, but blessed rather. But you know what I'm saying? When we just opening up out of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? There's just shorter fuses out there. So I just wanted to kind of just hear a couple of your thoughts. I appreciate you though, bro. Thank you very much. Everybody subscribe, like, and share. Blessings.
All right. Well, see, I wasn't even aware of all of that had went down. I know that, when somebody's fighting in the stands, you see people stand up and the crowds turn and everything. But I wasn't aware that there was a weapon discharge. I wasn't aware that so many people got injured. It's more of the same that you just can't take certain people anywhere, huh? Okay, we got 214 in the building. That's my man Boxing and Barbecue. What's good?
What down, Storm? How you doing this morning?
Doing very well, man. Doing very well. D-Ray just put me on to something that I didn't know about that incident the incidents that took place in the arena last night. Because, of course, they didn't talk about it on the air, and I was listening to KQKC's call, so it's like there was no way for me to know what had happened. And I did my post-fight show, so I didn't get a chance to hear anything as things wrapped up, after the post-fight interview. So I don't know. So, man, that's kind of weird. I mean, I can make my comments about it, but I wasn't aware that those things had taken place.
Yeah, I wasn't aware neither. I mean, it's interesting, not interesting, surprising, not surprised at the same time. You know what I mean? It was it's surprising because I was kind of curious if they got weapons off in the event, how they got the weapons in. And then on top of that, not surprising because it was Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore is 3 hours away from New York. And, last time Tank had a fight up there, the crowd was, a good portion of Baltimore people up there. So I'm not too surprised by the events that happened last night.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like, okay, now that Tank is supposedly the star that Leonard Ellaby says he is, he has to start speaking out against that kind of stuff. Because they're coming out to his venues.
For sure.
And they're causing ruckuses at his venues. And where he trying to make a dollar, yeah, he loving the support of them, but it's like you got to stand up and tell your, quote, dogs to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a certain burden of responsibility that falls on individuals. There is a reason why Deontay Wilder is a people's champion. And there's a reason why Tank Davis will never be a people's champion.
Well, let me back up for just a second. I said Baltimore was off in the building last night. I don't want to put that all off on Baltimore because Baltimore is a great city. You know what I'm talking about? So I ain't going to put it all off them because, they got some knuckleheads off in New York or whomever. Had to be somebody local, you know what I mean? They did get a weapon inside. Maybe possibility, I'm not for sure. But I wouldn't put the burden all on Baltimore, you know what I mean? But I will say that, I don't know, man, it's crazy because, Tank fights, he bring in a certain group of the population, you know what I'm saying? A lot of youngsters be out there and, people not really boxing. I mean, it's boxing heads out there, but you want to get a lot of, for a Tank event, you're going to get a lot of casuals, a lot of youngsters, D-boys and hustlers and, you know what I mean, things of that nature is probably going to be a good fight, so I can't put that all off on Baltimore.
Listen, man. Let me get this super chat real quick. We got Antonio Richardson out there in the super chat. We appreciate you, bro. He says, salute Stormy in chat. 100. OG called a good one last night. Thanks again, Antonio, for your super chat donation to the channel and the show, bro. Boxing and Barbecue, this thing that I just said about Tank having to talk to his people, his supporters, whether they're from Baltimore or not. He's got supporters that's from New York. He's got supporters that's from around the country because they like to see him as a fighter. But someone was there last night to help kick off those extracurricular activities. And he has to speak to the ears of those people and say, hey, man, this is not what this is. This is sporting entertainment. It's boxing, professional boxing. Leave that other stuff at home. If you can't do that, we don't want you here. You have to sell your product, but your product will go nowhere if you don't take into consideration how you're going to represent. You can't be on one end talking about, yeah, I'm from so-and-so, you know what I mean? And this is how we do it. And then when you have a group of them show up at your event and they shooting up other people who are innocent because they want to come to your event and enjoy themselves and everything, because they trying to show you how they get down. It's like, really? That's where we are. Where are those guys when people like the dude in Buffalo, New York showed up at the supermarket a couple weeks ago? Where are those guys at?
Yeah.
Where are those guys when they trying to run down somebody like Ahmaud Arbery, who jogging down the street, and somebody's coming up on him in a truck? Where are they when the dirty cop had his knee on George Floyd's neck? Where they at? You see, there's a time to act and enact. And why are you so damn aggressive against the man who looked just like you? Are you so ugly and distraught with your own appearance? Every iota of your mere existence, when you look in the mirror, that you think when you walk outside because another man look like you want to off him? You a damn fool. What's off is you. If you gotta draw a weapon, let it be from inside your cranium. And think twice, if not a damn third time, before you consider assaulting your own. We are far too deep into other ish for you to help bring about your own community's destruction. And some of you seem to thrive in that self-destruction of your communities. I don't want you in my gym. I don't want you coming to our event. I don't want you supporting the professional fighters. Because you're the very same person. When I was growing up, it may have been one of your dads. There was a wonderful basketball player here in Chicago, Ben Wilson. He would have been of my generation. Simeon High School, way before Derrick Rose. A ninja from the streets, roughly the same age, decided to blow him away in the street outside of a store. Over little or nothing. Today the story still ain't straight. But everybody knew that Benji, which is what they called him, had a future ahead of him. Just like that, gone. Gone. Because the dude in the street had something on him and thought that that was going to be the equalizer. By no means did it equal anything out, man. It detracted. It subtracted from another person possibly making it, another person possibly representing the community being taken too soon over foolishness. That person that did that, he didn't sweat and toil in the gyms. He didn't go to practice every day. He wouldn't even go to school. Really? That was many years ago. It was high school age then. And now they telling me today that last night at a professional fight, probably one of the descendants of that person that did what he did to Benji, showed up at the Barclays and decided that they still gonna show the world this is how we get down. What the hell is wrong with you? You see? When you don't get rid of it, it spreads. It manifests itself. And you see it all around you. Except for one place. The mirror. Those are my thoughts on that, boxing and barbecue. I'm sorry I went on a little bit, but I'm not sorry that certain things need to be said.
No, yeah, you good for me. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there at the fight, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened, what did happen, what didn't happen, so it's kind of hard for me to articulate and have some type of opinion on it. As far as I'm concerned, it's all hearsay, you know what I'm talking about? Because I don't really know what happened, what took place, you know what I mean? I don't want to get, you know, trapped down that rabbit hole, but I'll say this and I'll move on. You know, yeah, it was Tank was a fighter or whatever, but you know, when it's all said and done, it's the people who control the event. You know what I'm saying? It's their job to make sure certain things are not allowed in the event. You know what I'm saying? It's their responsibility to control traffic. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, I can't blame somebody. Yeah, you can't blame me for you getting some random chick pregnant. You know what I'm talking about? Even if I did introduce you to her, you know what I'm talking about? So, you know, people gotta take responsibility for their own actions, and I just leave it at that. But this is what I did call you about. I want to talk to you about that Jim Gray situation, but like I said, I don't want to take the conversation down that road. But Tank did say something at the press conference, and I kind of wanted your opinion about it. And it just kind of just reinforced what I already knew about Tank, his ring IQ. You know, a reporter had stood up and they asked the question, Tank, at what point did you know that, you know what I'm saying, you was ready to get Rolly up out of there? And Tank said, you know, when I started faking him out with my eyes, you know what I'm saying, is at that point I knew I had him, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, people, you know, we call in, a lot of people talk about the footwork, they talk about the feints, they talk about a lot of different things, but, you know what I'm saying, there are other sort of aspects of boxing, you know what I mean, like eye feints and things of that nature. But when Tank had mentioned that, I said, yeah, that boy on a different level, you know what I'm saying? I know exactly what he's talking about, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts about that.
Well, I expressed last night on my post-fight show that I liked Tank's post-fight interview that he conducted himself with a more maturing exhibition than he has shown in recent time. He even gave Romero what I would consider a small acknowledgement. But I think the more that these people take their arms and gloves and grips off of him, the better off he can be. It may have been, you know, also due to he having children of his own now and things of that nature is helping him to grow as a young man. That's not always the case, but it can help some individuals sometimes. And then sometimes life experiences will just bring you to a place of where you get to be a little more steady on your feet as you stand alone. What I would like to see is, and I stress this as well, he has to now start fighting his contemporaries. That's where you're going to see it the most. if you continue to fight guys like Rolly Romero, what that shows us is that you're kind of facing easy street opportunities. And there comes a point where you should grow from that. You know, you should get away from that. Personally, go right after Vasily Lomachenko. Go right after him.
Well, I'm taking a combo right now. It's in Hackery, so he's unavailable. So you may have to wait on that fight.
But the whole idea is to let him know that you want the smoke, as they say.
Agreed.
You know, you got to start doing that. And there has to be a person that you target first. You can't say, oh, I want everybody, because you ain't going to get everybody. But there should be someone that every time they say your name, you want them to say their name. Or every time they say their name, you want them to say your name. See, like right now, at 160, 168, and it's all because of his own mouth. Jamal Charlo has got to face David Benavidez, bro. He's got to. He shouldn't have never said that man's name, because once he said the man's name, the man answered him. Then he backtracked. That's his fault. Benavidez wasn't even thinking about him. But not only did he answer that call, he was like, when we gonna do this? Where we at? Well, you know, what's up? And the man backtracked even more. And it's like, you just made the man come on stronger. Like, no, you called me. And I know that feeling. You ever had somebody call your phone and it's from a number you don't recognize, and you like, okay, who is this? And they say, hey, did you call me? I'm like, no, I never dialed my phone. It's like, you just called my phone. It's like, well, who is this? Who are you? Who you looking for? You understand? Did that ever happen to you? Huh? Boxing barbecue, I know I'm making you laugh, but that ever happened to you?
That happened to me a couple days ago.
Listen, man, isn't that the craziest mess right there, right? And you be like, they get you all riled up. So you can imagine David Benavidez right now is all riled up because the dude called his name. And when he answered, he tried to pretend like, oh, I dialed the wrong number. But you done dialed this number a few times. You understand? We got a problem now. Huh? And you laughing because you can relate, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm dialing my number, man.
This is what they do, man. It's like you can't make it up. And it's like, really? Man, if you don't sit your butt down somewhere, there's foolishness, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig it.
But ain't that something, man? It's like, there's no way around it, bro. No way around it. It's like, man, really? I seen this mess. But yeah, bro, definitely. What else you got on this?
I don't think I have anything else on it. I know I was last night after the fight, like, I can't wait till morning time. I can't wait to talk to Stormy. But of course, I woke up the next morning. I got everything I wanted to talk to you about. But I did remember that those eyes things that Tank was talking about. I said, I really want to hear what Stormy had to say about that. But I'm pretty sure I had some more talks, you know what I'm saying? I'll ask you probably during the week or whatever. But I'm not going to top your line. I enjoyed talking to you, Stormy. Great show. And I'll let you finish up or do what you got to do.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man, and you always welcome here, bro. And we'll get up with another one of them dining dishes very soon. So I got the grill going tomorrow. So hey, I'm gonna film some of what I grill, and then I'll be able to, when we do the next show. Yeah, I'm gonna film some of it, and then I'll save it for some footage, and then when we do our next show, we can talk about grilling.
It sounds like a plan.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, peace to you, man. Thanks for your call.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. All right. All right. That's my man Boxing and Barbecue out there. We sitting on 99 thumbs up. Who is the one person out there that refuses to hit the like button to give Stormy 100 likes? And then who is the next person refusing to hit the like button so we can have over 100? Seriously? You see, when I start talking about y'all looking in the mirror, y'all start covering the mirrors up. It's you! Seriously. Really? This is what we doing now. The stepping razor out there. I see you, man. He said, I got you, Sensei. Dank Father said, it was me, OG. My bad, just smashed. Yeah, just sitting in here eating up all my food and drinking up all my drink, and burping and farting, overflowing my toilet, But ain't nobody come in with a dish to serve, or something on the drinks, No, you come with Tupperware bowls and everything, and aluminum foil. I'm just gonna take this out to the car, man. If you don't sit down somewhere, coming to my fry and just indulging. Well, I don't run a buffet, Shit. That's right, Erico. Damn freeloaders. Shamar Rashawn says, sorry, Sensei, it was me. I forgot to push the button. I'm at work. Champion Heart says, hit the like button, you haters. Yeah, man. JC, who was the first one in the chat this morning, he gonna say, my bad, Sensei, done. He was the first one. He was the number one person in the building. You gotta be kidding me, man. Man. Y'all horrible. That's right, Champion Heart. Come in making plates to go. Don't even speak. Just come in and say, walk right past everybody going to the table. It's like, man, if you don't get your butt, hey, there's something called decorum, Shoot. Dank Father says, hey, I said, excuse me when I passed gas. I courtesy flushed. Jay Grass says, I got the ice. Man, I'm telling you. Boy, look at this. And y'all laughing because all of y'all is guilty of this stuff at some point. All of you, huh? If you got kids, y'all, you working in connection with the kids. Hey, little Johnny, come here. Take this plate and these drinks and put them in the trunk of the car. It's like, oh, man. I done seen y'all do this stuff, bro. I've been around. You understand? Been around. Kenneth Johnson, I see you out there laughing. Dr. Mark, you know what I'm talking about, right? Tell him, man. Everybody in here is guilty of that at some point or another, man. I done seen it, man. I done seen it. I'll show up with a bottle of wine or something, you know what I mean? I take the heat off. Some of y'all come show up, man. Hands be so dry, it's like you wonder when the last time you washed them and put some lotion on them or something. It come in there, but they get real moist when they get over there to getting ready to grab a plate. Hand palms be sweaty, huh? What you doing? Dang Father said I left with 4 plates. Hey, wait a minute. One of them plates, Dang Father, you might have left with 4 of them, right? But one of them plates is a damn dessert plate, too. Who does that, man? It's like, make a dessert plate. Oh, I got the cake, the pie, huh? The cupcakes, the cinnamon rolls. Yeah. You're taking some of everything out the back door, man. It's like, what you doing, man? Man. See? I got all y'all. Got you on tape here. And this chat will be replaying, so we got you in writing. It was me. Boxing and Barbecue says, I've hemmed up my cousin's baby trying to sneak plates out. Jay Grant says, stop, bro. No, I ain't gonna stop. See, now you want me to talk boxing, don't you? Too late, huh? You should have been calling in, but you didn't even call in. It's been 10 minutes already since Boxing and Barbecue got off the line. Ain't nobody else called in because y'all up there, everybody hand behind their back like this because you don't want nobody to see. It was you. That's what it is. Dang Father says 1 plate is for the sides. Jay Grant says, that's funny. My wife come to the party to get drunk and leave with plates. Boxing and Barbecue says, laugh out loud and ain't bring not one Shasta soda pop. Yeah. You could go to the dollar store now and get some sodas and juices or something. Show up with something, man. It's like you just show up with your appetite. What is that, man? As my man Kurt Sugar used to say, my stomach touching my back. You come in there and people see your ribs and everything. They be like, what's wrong with you, man? You done had yourself pumped so you can come over there and clean house. Nigga sitting up with an IV showing up to the door. Hey, man, I almost didn't make it today, but I'm here. It's like, and then after you see him a few minutes later, he done had a couple of plates and he done filled out. He done rehydrated back to his natural weight. He done rehydrated. Man, y'all make me mad, man. Get me sitting up here talking about this stuff. Because some of y'all doing it tomorrow. I'm telling you. Some of y'all gonna do that to somebody tomorrow. Shit. Come in there. Come to the barbecue weighing 147, right? Just enough to make the scales. But then gonna leave my house 168. What the hell you doing, man? What the hell you doing? shit. No. No. Oh, man. I'm glad we can find something to laugh about, people. We can find something to laugh about. That's right, Dick Father. He done went through 3 weight classes just from the cookout, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. But y'all know, right? That's why you can laugh about it, because you either done did it, somebody did it to you, or you planning on doing it. It's like, there could be nothing else. Mm-hmm. Wow. That is funny, though. That's hilarious. D-Ray say 146.9 in the bell. Yeah. Flawless say my side is hurting. I'm telling you, man. It's like you can relate to these things, man. You see it happening, you be like, nah. Yeah, Dank Father, wouldn't that be something? Hey, you shame people into not eating too much at the barbecue, right? You have a pre-fight, pre-cookout weigh-in and a post-cookout weigh-in. If you done went up more than 6 pounds, you done ate too much, huh? There's people 12 pounders. Man, look here, man. They used to have a restaurant here in Chicago, man. It was called Soul by the Pound. S-O-U-L, soul. Soul food by the pound. And when you fix your plates, they have those like styrofoam plates with the sections, you can put meat, sides, whatever, right? Man, this story never gets old. We was on our lunch break at work, and we stopped by the place, and my coworker, he was like, yeah, let's go try this Soul by the Pound stuff, right? So we said we was gonna hit up the place. So he had a lady friend on the job. She was like, oh, can you bring something back for me? He was like, yeah, okay. So I went back there. I made my plate. I had like some dressing, some greens. I think I had some like turkey meat or chicken or something. And that was it, right? That was it. Man, brother I work with, I ain't gonna say his name. He might be out there watching. I ain't gonna say his name. But he made his plate. And he wanted like some pork chops with gravy and stuff, Yeah, he hooked it up, right? And then he got his lady friend something too, and had mashed potatoes and gravy and stuff. But see, the gravies and sauces, when you pour that stuff over your food, it makes it heavier, right? So when I got up there, I paid for mine. My lunch meal was like $8 and something, $8. It was under 10, but it was, $8, almost $10, Yeah. He went up there and he paid for his lunch and the ladies' lunch. And that stuff was $30. cracking up. I said, dang, what you got, man? He opened the thing up. It was gravy all over everything. And then I was like, man, when they said by the pound, bro. That's crazy. So he was mad. He had to break out the credit card and everything. I was like, I teased him about that for a long time. And I'm talking about it still to this day, man. That was almost 30 years ago. Dude, it was so hilarious. I asked him, going to lunch one time again. I say, hey, you want to go back to Soul by the Pound? He just looked at me. He ain't never going back to Soul by the Pound. There you go, Dank Father. 5 pounds of gravy. Man. I was like, my plate. He looked at my plate. He was like, yours was only $8. He was like, why is that? I looked over there. I was like, man, you got all them potatoes and gravy and all them bones in your food and stuff. I was like, it's heavier, bro. It's like sold by the pound. It's like you got about 10 pounds of food right there, bro. He was mad, man. He was tore up from the floor. I was just cracking up on him, man. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. Can't make it up, I'm telling you. That's right, Flawless. They getting prepped already. Getting prepped already, man. I think we got time enough for one more call if somebody want to call in, man, and finish the show off talking about some boxing or something else. If you guys want to talk about your holiday tomorrow or what your intent is, how many of them, hefty bags you putting in your trunk to take to the barbecue tomorrow. We can talk about that. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. And see, you got the resident medic out there, Kenneth Johnson. He gonna see y'all in the emergency room next week. My gout is acting up. It's like somebody diabetes done went too high. Something like that. That's what's gonna happen, man. Am I right, Kenneth Johnson? It's like, you see, after a holiday like this, Memorial Day, they've been saving it up. Oh, I'm saving my appetite for tomorrow. And then they in the emergency room the next day. Oh, man. Man. How do I know these things? How do I know these things? Wow. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. See, there go Kenneth. He says that's an absolute fact, Stormy. I know, man. I know. Huh? See an ambulance outside your neighbor's house. That's one of them folks we was talking about. Huh? Somebody couldn't control themselves. That's crazy. Man, y'all gonna make me, you know what? It's like, I'm gonna have to get on out of here, man, because this is just too much for me right now. I gotta go lay down or something, man, and relax myself. This was so fun, man. Glad we got a chance to chop it up today. Had some good calls, you know. But yeah, gotta get out of here. Let you guys get out. Get ready for your holiday, man. I've got meat marinating already and everything. So tomorrow, it's gonna be on and popping, huh? But I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here. You guys enjoy your holiday, man. And I'll catch you guys next Sunday for the next call in. And we will have passed through Bozo's Circus with Devin Haney. Hopefully Haney is up for the task, can handle his business, and we'll talk about it next Sunday. Peace to everybody out there. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I hope you guys have a safe and happy holiday, man. Okay? And we will catch you guys next week. Peace to everybody.